this is the official tier list for Final Stand. I hope you enjoy this. I'm not gonna lie to you, I will be doing other Roblox games and other games of tier list. But yeah, for right now, I hope you enjoyed this Final Stand tier list. So, let me know what your favorite race is in the comments. Let's start off with Saiyans. Yeah, Saiyans. In this game, Saiyans are kind of like, okay, well, number one, in the show, Saiyans are not like in the game, bro. Because believe it or not, in the show, Saiyans actually have a good base. But in this game, no, they have the worst base forms. Which means every time they level up three times, like as in 3 levels, 1 stat point. On the average, my bad. On the average race is 2 levels every stat point. And on androids it's one every level 1 stat point. So what is going to be the tier for this one? I'm going to have to give Saiyans a B tier. Yeah, I know. A B tier? Really? So the thing is about Saiyans is like they require way more than you think. See, I can't have a Saiyan that has a weak ass base form. But Dark, that is inevitable. Yeah, it is. But technically with hard work, you can make a base form Saiyan look like a goddamn human. Or possibly an android without cheats. But see, people rely on the transformation so much. Me, I like using my base form. I don't like using my strongest transformations, believe it or not. I'd rather use Super Saiyan Blue half the time than Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken. That's just me. Maybe it's not y'all, but that's me. So yeah, I'm not gonna sit back and be like, okay, do a base form fight with a human or any other race because human Saiyans will always damn near lose if you don't put work into it. And let me tell y'all a secret too. This secret really hits hard. If you really want a good Saiyan, do not rebirth early and do not prestige early. It will hinder you as a player fully in that account. If you want to be the strongest you can be, I suggest you I suggest you rebirth at above level 1000 or level 1000 or above it. If you're going your first prestige, let me tell you what your first prestige should be. Your first prestige should be level 800. 750 is acceptable. Your second prestige should be 850 between 900. Okay? And if you want to prestige 3 times, then it is what it is. I don't know. But yeah, I'm telling you like it is. If you want the best results for your Saiyan, you have to prestige very high. But that is enough for the Saiyans. I'm going to give it a B tier. But I will say this. If you work hard, it is the best race in the game. If you work hard. So, the next race is going to be humans. Yes, humans. Humans are interesting. Okay, so let me give you a little rundown on humans. Humans get every 2 levels they get a stat point. So that means they're on the basic level, the base level of most, races in this game. So they're kind of equivalent to everybody in a way. Their forms though are kind of weird. Their Kaioken forms don't really get defense at first. Unless it's times 100, we'll get into that more. Kaioken's with Mystic is really good. God Human's pretty good. Dark Human's pretty good. Times 100 is really the one thing that's like, I love times 100, but the drain on it is ridiculous. So for this, another thing is they don't really have no heal moves. Their forms are like amazing, but they're not like that crazy. Keymax is like, eh. So I'm going to give them I'll give humans a B tier too. But they have A tier potential. It could be S tier. See, S tier, okay, so the potential wise is based off of us. The potential, y'all might be thinking like, oh, why not S tier? This is more on the developers. If the developers more or less made times 100 less of a drain, I would put it as S tier. And actually give humans something a little better, then yeah. But I think it's B tier with A tier potential. but they're really good. They can whoop on. They can whoop on any race. They don't really have no heals or anything. I'm not gonna down on humans because I love humans. I admit. So yeah, I'm gonna cut it short with the human one. B tier, A tier potential. If you are a human main, keep maining them because I know you look at some other YouTubers like the older YouTubers like Ultra Hands and all of them. They're like, oh, humans aren't even that special. Technically, they're not. But you know what? They're actually pretty good. Okay, so yeah. Okay, Majins. Oh my goodness, Majins. There's a lot to say actually here. Majins are the weirdest race in the game. And there's pros and I'm gonna go over completely damn near everything with Majins. Because I don't think people fully understand a Majin. Okay, number one, Majins. Okay, Majins get everything mainly most races get, and that is the 2 stat point rule. What I mean 2 level, 1 stat point rule. Base forms, pretty good. Decent, like average. You know what I mean? Not saying, but not crazy like androids. Okay. Forms. Yeah, this is where Majins massively fall off. It's their forms. See, they have terrible forms, in my opinion. Terrible. Awful. Okay, let's think about this. Their first form is called Power Boost. It gets a 35 stat boost. It's trash. Well, number one, let me tell you what tier it is. They're C tier. They're C tier. C tier with A tier potential. But let me get back. 35 stat point, first form. They get a full regen, purification, which is cool. Now, the true anger form is legit the equivalent of Super Saiyan 3. And they get it. They get the form. Hear me out. They get the form in space. 150 stat boost. Metal Majin is pretty okay. The prestige form is called Unstable Majin. Well, no. Dark Majin, then Unstable Majin. Unstable Majin is kind of like UI, but like less stronger, per se. So, yeah, I'm not going to lie to you. They are C tier because they just have bad key max in forms, in my opinion. With potentially A tier potential. Because if you can just put the work in with this with this slot, I will say you can actually do a lot. Even though you can heal, you just have terrible forms, in my opinion. In my opinion. So, yeah. Yeah, on to the next. Gen races. Woo, oh boy. Oh boy, Gen races. Okay. These guys are fucking stacked like hell. Like, these guys are very extremely powerful. Great for PvP, great for PvE. There is truly no downside except for one thing. Since they were so busted, they had to start reducing the key resistance on some of the forms, like full emotion, fear, hate, and despair. But nonetheless, I'm probably going to make this one the shortest. To make it real easy for y'all to make a decision on if y'all should make a Jiren or not, Jirens are S tier. This is the first S tier. I believe Jirens are actually S tier. There's no, key resistance, but it's kind of like, you're just still broken, bro. So, yeah, I'm going to say S tier. Jirens are possibly the best race, or they are the best race in the game. But I will say this, to get your prestige form, you have to get the prestige 3. That's probably the second downside, but other than that, not gonna lie to you, I have no complaints for the race at all. The only complaint is more like the looks department, but we're talking about the power scaling and how much they measure up to the actual game. And honestly, Jirens are just broken. Let's just move on to the next one. That's pretty much the quickest entry in here. Frieza races. Oh my gosh, how ironic that the one race I just said was the best. Like the Jiren race, possibly the best race in the game. Then I do the Frieza race next. My friend is probably going to be laughing at this video. And there's a reason why. I'm going to tell you like it is. The one race that has a true weakness in a fight against another race, a real true disadvantage. And what did I just say? What was Jiren Race's true weakness? It's key damage, right? Guess what? Freezers are all about that key damage and speed. Yes. Now, let me just give you a rate. Well, number one, the Frieza race operates like most races, every 2 levels, 1 stat point. They have good key max forms. The problem is their forms kind of do lack a little bit in the department of like they're kind of off. They're just specialized in key damage mainly in speed. So the problem is this race has no real versatility. But honestly, this race is pretty solid for what it is. If you really think this well, number one, let me give it a tier. I think this race is actually an A tier. Honestly, with S tier potential. Yes, it can't heal like a Majin or a Namek, but their damage is kind of crazy if you know what you're doing with the key damage department, bro. You are kind of correct in my eyes. So yeah, I'm gonna keep it like that with the golden cooler form and the PVE and the fact that you have a buff against Broly because he does more key damage, does more damage to Broly. You are kind of unstoppable if you really know what you're doing. So yeah, I'm gonna say A tier with S tier potential. Yep, it's pretty solid. Namekians, my second favorite race in the game. I love Namekians. Namekians are just broken. Number one, Namekians are probably the most unique race in this game. Now, why do I say that? Well, their base forms do get the same thing as humans, Majins, Friezas, Jirens. Every 2 levels, 1 stat point. Cool. But they get free stat points from Kami and Nail. So that's 40 free stat points, right? And if you rebirth, that's 80 free stat points in total, I believe. 80 free stat points. No levels. 80 free stat points. And that's not even the best thing about them. They get a move. It's a heal, right? Now, you'll be like, oh, big whoop. Majins can heal. No. Namekians heal better because number one, you can't glitch it out. They rip off their arm, they gain back 30 to 45% of their health. Trust me, it got nerfed, but it's still good. Because see, I'm thinking about tournament power with these guys, believe it or not. In PvP, these guys are amazing. Their key max is great. Their forms are great. They measure up. I believe their White Namekian is like 480. And their Demon Namekian is like 430. You know what I mean? Plus all stats. Trust me, these guys are dogs. And just because of that, S tier potential. They are probably the best race in the game besides Jiren and technically the last one I'm about to mention. If y'all know, y'all know. But there is one downside to the Namekians, kinda. You do have to work hard with this race. If you don't work hard, you're going to be mediocre. You'll probably still be better than a normal Saiyan, but you're going to be trash, kind of. So, if you work hard with this race, you will get the best results with the race. And trust me, you'll be outshining everybody. And you know what's so great about Namekians? You can do anything you want with a Namekian and not be punished with it. Speed, do speed. Health, do health. Melee damage, key damage, do it. I'm telling you, Namekians are the go-to race in this game. You think it's Saiyans? No. You think it's androids? Probably. I didn't even say androids yet, and that's last. You think it's Jirens? Hell yeah. But you want somebody who can heal and still do great damage? Namekians. With great forms, Namekians. No doubt in my mind, Namekians for the win. And last but not least, androids. Okay, let me tell you something right here, right now. Androids are the worst and best race in the game, confirmed. Now, why do I say worse than best? Number one, let me tell you the tier, and you're going to be surprised. I truly do believe androids are F tier and S tier at the same time. I had to think about this for the longest. So, number one, androids are all based off of your hard work. No matter what you do, androids are based off your hard work. So, if you really want to build up your android, Actually put in the time and effort. Don't prestige them at 400. You'll ruin them. Don't rebirth them at 850. You'll ruin them. Actually go all the way to as far as you can with an android. Androids are special. You know what I mean? They have no real forms. They have one form and that doubles their key max, and it's still not enough to compete with the other races. Sure, it gives a health boost, which I admit kind of puts them in that S tier category guaranteed. But they're F tier because they have terrible key max too, and they have no extra forms to help them. Yes, they can get helped out. I will tell you this. One thing one thing about androids, they get a stat point every level. So every level, you're always getting a stat point in every category. That is great. That is fantastic. But they are basically just thriving off of their own base form. But yeah, F tier slash S tier, but mainly the best race in the game. Because technically, if you put the hard work in, you'll get the best results. I'll see you in the next one. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me how you think of this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.